Hey guys, how you doing? It's the barbecue guy. So today we're in for a treat. We have the Filet Mignon, king of steaks. These are from Double R Ranch, part of Snake River Farms. These are the prime grade. You can see that marbling. These aren't the Wagyu. These are about 8 ounces a piece. So we're gonna open these things up, season them, sit them out, let them get to room temperature, and we're gonna cook these on the Kamado. All right, so we got these steaks unwrapped. Looking real nice. Lots of good marble in there. We're gonna just put a light coating of olive oil on these. We're just gonna get the glove on, we're gonna rub it on, and then we're just gonna season it real simple with the steak salt. This is just pepper, salt, a little bit of garlic. That's all we're gonna need. We're gonna let these sit on the counter. Before we do that, we're gonna let them come up to room temperature. We'll put the seasoning on right before we grill them, and then we're gonna throw these on the grill. All right, so we're gonna cook the steaks 2 different ways today on the Kamado. Both are gonna involve getting it up to about 800-900 degrees. We want it to be as hot as we possibly can. One way is what I've always done, and it's the only way I've ever tried. We put the cast iron on the Kamado once it's hot. We're gonna get this up to about 490 degrees. We're gonna put the avocado oil on there, and we're gonna sear the steak about 4.5 minutes on each side. It's gonna give a perfectly brown crust on both sides of the steak. It's gonna leave the interior medium rare. The only thing I don't like about this method is sometimes on those edges, it cooks a little too thick. And even though the steak's still great and juicy, I feel like we could do a little bit better. So I'll show you some pictures in a second here of these steaks, and I've cooked them plenty using this cast iron skillet method. The other method we're gonna do is just over the direct coal. High heat, 800-900 degree interior dome temperature. We're gonna just sear them using the grates over the direct coal. We're gonna see which method comes out better. And we're gonna do a head-to-head, so here we go. All right, so we're outside getting the grill set up for this cook. So you can see we put the coal in, probably about 3 inches down from the top of this ring. Got 3 fire starters. We want to light this all at once. Once we light it, we're going to make sure this bottom's wide open. We're going to shut the lid. We're going to have the top wide open. We're going to wait until this gets to probably about 700 degrees. We want this thing screaming pretty good. Once that happens, we're going to get this divide and conquer ring. We're going to put it in after it's up to temperature. We're going to put the grates in, both of them. And then, like I said, we're going to try 2 different methods. So number 1 is going to be my tried and true. I'm going to put this cast iron skillet in. This was about $20 at Walmart. It's a Lodge. We're going to put the avocado oil on there. We're going to use the thermogun, and we're going to wait till this is just below 500 degrees, and then we're going to put the steaks on. We're going to cook them about 4.5 minutes aside. Lid's going to be shut when we're cooking. We're going to set the timer. We're only going to open the lid to flip the steak. At the same time, we're going to take 2 other steaks and we're going to put them right onto the grills, right over the heat. We're going to see which one comes out better. This one definitely gets a great sear, sometimes maybe a little too great. This one's going to be over direct flame. We're actually going to have more heat on the bottom of the steak because we're kind of put this on and we don't really let this thing get much more than 500-600 degrees, and we'll see which one comes out better. All right guys, so here's some photos of some steaks I've cooked in the past month or so. These have all been done with the skillet on the Kamado at high heat. Most of these were on between 4 and 5 minutes per side, so 8 to 10 minutes total, probably closer to 9 to 10 for most of these. When you put your thermometer in, most of these, when I put the thermometer in the center, it was between 100 and 110. And when I took these off and I let them rest for at least 5 minutes, that outside edge is so hot, it continues to cook that meat inside the steak. So if you were to wait, take these off when your steak was 125, 130 degrees and think you're gonna have a medium rare steak, you've ruined them. By the time you cut that steak open, it's gonna be medium to medium well. So don't get too scared of taking that steak off once it's nice and seared when the temperature is 100, 110 degrees. I've taken them off at 95 and they still come out perfectly medium rare. you're cooking the steak with a lot of heat. So 20 minutes in, we've pegged the thermometer at about 1,000 degrees. You can see that fire's real hot. That's what we're looking for. Unfortunately, the rest of my meal is not ready, so I'm gonna just shut this thing and tamp this down a little bit. Shut it at the bottom a little, and then once I'm ready, I'll come open this thing back up and get her going. All right, guys, this thing's up to about 500 degrees. We're gonna throw these steaks on. Steak number 1, steak number 2, steak number 3 right on the barbecue, steak number 4 right on the barbecue. Started the timer. All right, here we are at 4 minutes. See, these things are cooking real nice. We're gonna give these two on the skillet a flip. Look at that crust. We're also gonna give the ones on the grill a flip. Look at that bad boy's bubbling real nice. They're all looking pretty good. See you again in 4 minutes. All right, so we're gonna get ready to take this steak off. We've only been cooking this at about 500-600 degrees because we let this thing go for an hour and 13 minutes, so our coal got a little cool. We're at the 8-minute mark here though, so we're gonna look at our steak. We're gonna check some temps here. So that one's about 89 in the middle. These ones on the cast iron, about 98. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go 1 more minute with these. We're gonna flip them. The ones on the cast iron we're going to take off and we're going to put on the grate. After the flip, we're just going to check the temp again. 107, 110. You see how quick these are going up? 104. Look at that, 120. So we're going to take these things off right now. We're at 8 minutes and 40 seconds. I think the steaks are looking good. We're going to take them off. We're gonna let them rest under the tinfoil here. They'll continue to go up in temp. Shut the barbecue. We're gonna completely choke this thing off to put the flames out. Take these steaks inside. Even now, if I poke one of these, let's see here if I can find a steak. It's already up to 130. You see that? Took it off, it was at 110. It's at 130. That's how quick these things rise. You wait till 130 on the barbecue, you're screwed. Look at that, thing's already 120. These are going to be good. We're going to take these inside, let them rest for about 5 minutes, and then we'll cut them open and see how we did. It's the cast iron. That's the regular barbecue. So that's cast iron, that's not. Which one's better?
All day that one.
Cast iron.
Jacob!
Yeah. All right. All right, guys. Just got done eating the steak. A bunch of other people ate the steak. By far, the one on the skillet, way better than the one on the grill. The one on the grill was cooked just as good, medium rare or medium, whatever you want to call that. Maybe I should have just taken it off right at the 8-minute mark instead of going that other 40 seconds, but it was more tender, the other two, and I tried them both. So that's the barbecue guy's way of cooking steak. Skillet on the barbecue.